Well, we're ready. Hello, Comic-Con. We're back. I've been requested, and we will dutifully oblige, that this year there will be no ties.
And no Kirk Enterprise.
Watch your mouth, kid, or you're going to find
the door is right over there.
Okay.
You shut your mouth.
Before we start, let's get the ground rules. If you don't like our choices, no stabbing us in the eye. Second.
Pretty. I feel threatened.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to introduce you to the panel.
Wait. Second, no disintegrations. Only integrations.
Now, I already get the impression you're not in the spirit of this panel. As you know, this is the most serious panel at Comic-Con. We really treat this subject with all the respect and dignity that it requires. And we try and avoid as much jokiness as possible.
You can be replaced, sir, because we don't know who you are.
And so you know, our spaceshipologists have studied and pored over the manuals and the science and technical journals to prepare for this day.
This is the 15th Starship Smackdown.
Monumental waste of time.
For all those Johnny-come-latelys down on the floor who heard Comic-Con is cool because they read Entertainment Weekly, to hell with you, we've been doing it 15 years, and we're still here. And we still are not in USA Today. Okay. So, I want to introduce you to our panel. We try and keep things moving so that we don't go over this year, which seems inevitable already.
We're already doomed. We're already late.
I want to start with the writer, director of Free Enterprise, producer of the Hills Run Red, Mr. Robert Meyer Burnett. And the other thing about Robert, I think that's really neat, is I don't think Rob has ever missed a SmackDown. I think you're like the Charles Nelson Riley of SmackDown. You've been on every panel from season one.
I've missed WonderCon, the World Science Fiction Convention, where those people are such blowhards. They were so serious. They did not understand what it is we do. They like brought in copies of Nacelle Monthly Magazine.
In Rendezvous with Rama. Who is the Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was not fun. We will never do it outside of Comic-Con.
Excuse me, your panel only runs 60 minutes. You have to stop now, even though nobody needs this room for half an hour.
It's better than the Klingons in the set or anything.
Joining us again for his sophomore appearance.
Maybe junior.
Wow, you're a junior.
But you're still sophomoric.
Yeah.
I know what. I failed sophomore year. They asked me to do that.
The screenwriter of the upcoming Thor movie, X-Men First Class, introducer on Fringe, Mr. Ashley E. Miller. And as I am fond of pointing out, Ashley's opinion carries a little more weight on this panel because he was an actual rocket scientist before becoming a writer.
That's less weight than actual work.
Yeah.
And just remember, just so you don't get Thor, be sure to use your ass guard. That's a little Thor joke.
Your invitation to the dance.
Sitting
You
next to
just
this.
quoted Exorcist 3.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
Amazing that you knew.
No, it's not.
Look who just walked in our door. It's Mr. Steve Melching, author, co-writer of the Clone Wars, writer for the Batman, the upcoming Transformers, the animated series.
We're being given the stop sign already.
Stop.
And we're going to pay as much attention to it now as we will later.
WorldCon, what is this? Steve Melching, welcome to our panel.
Thank you.
Wait,
Now-
yes, we have to mention our special guest.
Who's our special guest star?
Our special guest star is sitting about amidships over there. It's not really my wife. She's fine, but she's really a delivery system for my son. So, honey, if you could stand up and show everybody what we worked on so hard for like 15 minutes. Just like Captain Kirk, it was like one shot.
So we're all set for Starship Smackdown: The Next Generation.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Special, very special guest star, Mr. Robert Hewitt Wolfe, currently producer on The Gates. You remember him from Deep Space Nine and Andromeda and the 4400s. A man of great wit and witty bon mots that kept us rolling the aisles and full of information last year. So we're happy to have you back.
Too much pressure.
Making her, let's say, 12th Comic-Con appearance. I'm just pulling that number out of thin air.
Triumphant return.
Ready for such shows as Millennium and New Twilight Zone and many, many other wonderful shows. Hey, Reindl! And last but not least, the creator of the Red Star, Mr. Chris Gossett. Oh, wait a second, you're not Chris Gossett. Well, Chris Gossett could not be here today. We won't have anybody doing sound effects on the panel, unfortunately, now. But we do have the great Daren Dochterman joining us today. Daren, of course, is the visual effects supervisor on Star Trek: The Motion Picture Director's Cut, and he's worked on movies from X-Men 2 to Charlie's Angels to
Iron Man 2,
Iron Man 2,
Revenge, whatever it has called.
And the list goes on and on. Anyway, for those of you who are new to the Smackdown, yes. Hi, I'm Mark Altman, your host. Okay, there are still people trying to get in, so if you have seats adjacent to you that are not filled, and Harvey's not sitting there, can you move over to allow other people who are not being allowed in?
And if you have empty seats, raise your hand so we can see you. You'll have to leave them up for like at least
Unless you're not wearing deodorant.
years.
Okay, great. Come on in, other people.
Let those people in.
You made a lot of people you don't know very happy.
Let the right one in.
Open the gates!
Open the gate, my community.
Where is
Where is Jeff Bond? Jeff Bond, home.
Jeff Bond is somewhere very safe. From who?
Jeff was worried about getting stabbed in the eye. He went home.
Alright, you can put your hands down. Screw the rest of these people. We got
Fantastic. Now, the real quick version. For those of you who don't know how Starship Smackdown works, you can put your hands down.
Join us on the panel.
Is Starship Smackdown. Several ships are elected, some at random, some by our panel, some by you. We then pit each ship in competition through scholarly discussion and debate. The winner then goes on to the next round, and I will explain the next round when we get to it, because there are some changes in the rules again this year, just to keep things interesting.
Some little surprises around each corner, but nothing dangerous.
So,
you guys.
and if you don't already know how it works, you're about to find out. So without any further ado, I'm going to ask our panel to please present their ships into the competition so we can begin Starship Smackdown 2010. Starting with Mr. Daren.
Well, I think my choice this year is to usher in my newly found appreciation for the world of animated entertainments. Before, I was completely against cartoons being a part of Starship Smackdown.
And then you became a whore.
Because they're not real. But this year...
What? I have waited year after year after year for it to be real, and this year, on December 1st, 2010, the space battleship Yamato becomes real. God bless Toho Studios. God bless you. You can't do that.
just did. As one of the founding fathers of Starship Smackdown, I say that it is, and now it is true. I waited until the Starship Yamato was almost real. So, in honor of my new goodwill toward the animated adventures, I nominate from the 1973-1974 Star Trek animated series, the USS Enterprise.
Seriously. How many enterprises on one this year?
Okay, we're into one. We actually could fill the entire SmackDown just with Enterprises.
I just can't believe
We have to, we're up to Z now? Okay.
That wasn't a letter, that was your
frames
name.
per second. Like 16 frames a second. At least the Yamato had more cells.
Save it for the actual battle. Don't
battle,
away
right?
Well, I'm not going to choose an enterprise. I'm going to choose something that I don't think has actually made it into SmackDown so far.
You can't choose a horse.
That's not possible.
Although she would
Signati
kick
is
their
not
asses.
You know Rachel Alexander.
Well, definitely not her. I'm going to choose the TARDIS.
I just want to point out, you think you're really clever. The TARDIS has been.
Well, I wasn't sure if it had been.
Thank you.
Of course it lost because the Enterprise probably won.
You know, we really need like a Mr. ATOS to keep track of all the statistics.
Are there any short, bald dudes in the audience who are really...
So first of all, we have to say, what is a Starship? Because I was told very specifically that Dylan Radcliffe, the vampire from the Gates, his Mercedes would not qualify. So a Starship is something that makes you go faster than light between planets and can carry you through space, correct? Is that right? My Starship is the Green Lantern's ring.
Mind is blown.
It does a lot, but it's still fun.
Just wait until Captain Kirk paints the Enterprise yellow.
Your head's made out of wood, can't hurt that either.
Are you getting paid by Warner Brothers to turn our panel into one big advertisement for the next 10 years?
Why should this panel be any different than any other panel?
Here's why I'm getting paid by Warner Brothers.
Not today.
Mr. Melching.
I'm going to choose a vessel that I don't believe has appeared on the SmackDown. I've
heard that before.
I've been on every SmackDown but one, I think. But I'm getting old and I might just not be remembering. My vessel is the ultimate power in the universe, the Death Star.
Wait, hold on. Before we put that down, I need to hear of how that is a spaceship and not a space station.
Okay, I know you over Twitter today. So, I will explain something. His defense, nobody says that's no moon, that's a space station. Well, let me tell you something. A space station is stationary. The Death Star moves at faster than light velocities to go blow your shit up. And yet,
Robert.
Death Star is in fact a starship.
Point of order, Mr. Burnett. As described in the opening crawl of Star Wars, the Death Star is an armored space station.
According to Star Wars, a